guys, it's Bethany and welcome to the Gypsy Bird Makes podcast. We are on episode 7, which is crazy. But yeah, it's been a long month again. Really crazy. Stay to the end because I have a whole bunch of stuff to tell you about life and a few questions to ask you guys. But I had a very productive month. As you can see, I am wearing my finished rad vent, which I am loving. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with finished objects. Finished objects. I have a couple to show you today. I have 4 actually, but the first one I'm going to go over is my rad vent. So we were running, me and my friend Stephanie were running the rad vent in July make along, and it was so fun. Me and Stephanie both had so much fun making ours, and I'll put a few pictures of hers in here for you. But we both made it and finished, I think, within a day of each other, which was really fun. Both of ours look a lot similar because they're both from Fangirl Fiber Advents. Hers was a Gilmore Girls Advent from last year, and mine is a Disneyland from last year. But yeah, we did every day we did a different stripe. You can see here's where the increases were. It's got the big kind of like balloon type sleeves on it. I really love it. I'm going to go ahead and put in a video of me showing you the whole garment and also some photos for you while I talk about it. But yeah, we every day we did a stripe, and it's constructed from sleeve to the middle of the back and then sleeve to the middle of the back on the other side, and then you join those with the Kitchener stitch, and then you do the button bands and everything. It is a pattern by Amba O'Brien. I loved it. I would definitely knit it again. It was just really fun, and doing our first make along together was even more fun. So what do I have to say about it? I did everything. I did the size 47, and I did everything by what the pattern said. I even did the twisted rib, which is such a pain. When I was doing the button band, or not the button band, but the band at the bottom down here, I didn't think it was ever going to end. And the yarn that I picked for my main color is Sorella in her, let me see, did I write it down? It's her Summer Tonal Driftwood, and I think this is the sock base that's, well, let me see, do I have the button band or the band in here? I might not. I might not. I don't know. I don't think I do. But I used, I think it's her nylon fingering base, and it's a really thin base. I think it's a 75-25. It's really thin. So if I had done it with like one of these colors, it would have gone by a lot faster because it's a little bit of a plumper yarn. But yeah, it was really a lot. And from doing this, I've kind of discovered that Sorella yarn, at least the fingering base isn't my favorite. I like a little plumper yarn. I'm more of like an 80-20 kind of girl. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer to be using that because it was so thin, and I feel like it would have worked up a lot faster. Stephanie on hers did a 2x2 rib, which looks fabulous, and that's my favorite ribbing, but I was like, no, I'm going to do what the pattern says. I should have done the 2x2 because it would have gone by a lot faster. But I think it looks good. I love how it turned out. I aggressively blocked mine because I wanted to get more length out of it. I didn't want it too cropped. So you can tell from the pictures and from the video that I put in that it does come down to like the top of my butt, which is kind of like where I wanted it. I like how that turned out. I like how it fits. I mean, I could have probably gone up a size and still been happy, but I'm mostly probably just going to wear this around the house when I'm like chilly or watching TV or knitting or something like that. So this is absolutely perfect for that. So I really like it. The colors, I have a favorite side. This is my favorite side. This was the one that I did second. And I just love these colors. Just hide my face. I love these colors the most. But I like this color too, this side too. I mean, the greens are pretty over here. Oh, stop focusing on my face. But yeah, it was a really fun pattern. Let's see, what notes did I have? They did, if you have the pattern, it's paid for, so I don't want to say a whole bunch, but there's a part where you cast on under the sleeves, which is like right here, and it was a cast on that you do for like toe-up socks, and I don't do toe-up socks. I've done like 2 pairs of those, so I wasn't very familiar with it, so I watched a few videos, and then when I did it, it was really loose. But I just took some yarn at the end and just kind of made it a little tighter, and there was a little hole, and I just kind of darned that up, so you can't even tell. You can't tell that there was a hole right here at all, but there was. But yeah, that went by really fast. It actually, the making of it went by really fast. If you are looking for an Advent project for December, this is a great one. Every day it takes maybe an hour, so while you're watching a TV show or a couple TV shows at night or during your lunch break or something, you could get these done each day easily. The only thing that took a long time was the ribbing, so I would definitely suggest doing the ribbing for the cuffs first, and then also just take like the week after Christmas and do the button band and the waistband. Both Stephanie and I decided not to do buttons on ours because we just kind of wanted it. We didn't really want it to close. We just wanted it around the house, kind of hanging out. And yeah, I didn't need any more accentuation around my waist. So I decided I was just going to not do those. So we left off the buttons, but the buttons can easily be added. I've seen lots of different ones on Ravelry where they have done buttons in different ways, which is really cool. So definitely check out the project pages if you're wanting to do buttons and maybe do them in a different way than the pattern says. I did keep track, and I think Stephanie said she did as well, of all of the grams that were used for each color. So if you go and look on our project pages, you'll see mine tells you how much I had left over from a 20-gram ball. And I think Stephanie's may say how much she actually used. But I have all of them here. I kept them in this Oh Snap bag from Jimmy Bean Wool, I believe. I'll link them down below for you. But these, try not to spill it everywhere. These are all of my leftovers. I have enough where I can make another Advent, like if I wanted to reverse the colors. I'm not going to do that, but I definitely have enough to do that. So I'm trying to think of something fun to do with these. Oh, and let me show you. This is Fangirl Fibers little card, just so you can see her. I really liked her yarn. This was the first time I'd ever used it, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I'm actually ordered a skein from her that should be coming this month. So I'm excited now. Yeah, and I also have those Star Wars skeins that I can use, which I believe they're all the same base. And then this was how much of the Sorella yarn that I had left over. Quite a bit. I don't remember how much. Let me see. I should have it up on my Ravelry page and tell you how much of that I used. So I have 35 grams left over, so I used about 65 grams of this, which isn't too bad. So if you have just a little, made some socks and you have a little over half a skein left, you could definitely use that for your ribbing. And again, I think I made my ribbing at the bottom a little longer than it needed to be. I just wanted to give it a little more length for that. So yeah, we had a lot of fun making this, and congratulations to our giveaway winners. That was Allison and Lee, I believe. We were so excited for them, and we're going to be getting their prizes headed out in the mail this week. But yeah, it was fun for our first make along for sure. So I'm burning up because it's really hot in here. So I'm going to take this off, and I'll see you for the next finished object. All right, that's better. It's still a little hot, but we'll make do. So my next finished object is from Sock Week. Knitty Natty hosts Sock Week. I think this was her 4th year doing it, so it would have been my 3rd year. And she does it every July, kind of to correspond with Shark Week on the Discovery Channel. So it was a lot of fun. I was a part of her Discord group and all the fun lives that she did every day and all the different things that she did. It was a lot of fun this year. I really, really enjoyed it. And I was really excited to make these socks because I got the yarn from one of the sponsors, which was Brianna of the Little Wolf Knits. And the yarn color, let me see where I put it. The yarn color was Up at Dawn, and then the mini had a name too, but I didn't write that down. So look on my Ravelry page. But anyways, I finished them and I did my goal, which was a pair in the week. I used the Perfect Fit sock pattern that I had done from Knitty Natty's class, Perfect Fit Socks, and I met my goal. So I wanted to be finished in 5 days, and I did. I had a lot that I was working on with the Radvent and this. I felt like I was constantly knitting that week. So I did, like, it was a Sunday through a Sunday. The Sunday I cast on and did both of the cuffs and then the legs one day and then the heels the next day, the foot the next day, and the last day I did the toes. And I was able to get all of those done, and I really like how these turned out. They are beautiful. I love this yarn so much. I had to have it when I saw it. I just did some little striping up. I was inspired by Knitty Natty, who was doing a Summer Lee pattern and it was like a folded hem with hers, and I think it had ribbing throughout the entire sock. But yeah, I wasn't going to do ribbing the whole sock. There was too much going on. So I definitely just did vanilla. But I used the formula and made them in my Perfect Fit size. So yeah, and it's a Fish Lips Kiss heel. You can see right there. It's too hot to wear these to know if I like the Fish Lips Kiss heel yet. But this winter, hopefully, I'll be able to try them out and see how I like it. But yeah, that's what I did. So I was really happy. The week was super fun, and that's my second finished object. And then I made another pair of socks. Did I finish? Wait, I don't think I have a pair. I have another pair. I didn't remember. So I made my son a pair of socks. I don't have them with me because he's already been wearing them. And it was the upside down socks for Greyson. I had made the another version for my daughter last month. And they're upside down colorway by Leading Men Fiber Arts. And yeah, it was really fun. I used all but like, hold on, I had like barely a gram I think left. Let me double check. I'm kind of unprepared today because it's been really busy and I haven't been feeling the best, and yeah, so I'm just not quite as prepared as I have been in the past. So you'll just have to forgive me for looking at everything over and over again. Okay, I had 5.7 grams left. They were really simple. I just did 56 stitches with 2x2 ribbing, and yeah, that was basically it. It was just vanilla. I did a shadow wrap heel because it's super fast and I couldn't do it without having to look it up. So that was what I did. I finished those, I believe I finished them like at the end of Sock Week. They didn't count for Sock Week because I started them in the beginning of the month, but yeah, I was happy to get those off of the needles and made for him because he had seen his sisters and wanted them for himself as well. So those were fun. Glad to use up almost all of that yarn. It was, like I said, 5 grams left over. So I think I got a lot out of that skein. And then, of course, if you make one kid socks, you have to make the other kid socks. So I made these. These are vanilla Sockies for Kai. And I learned that my son has feet almost as big as mine now. So he's 11. He'll be 12 in October, but his feet, I can wear his shoes now. Just kind of crazy. So this yarn I got, it is, let me look at here so I get the right name. It is Fiber Lily yarn. It's an Australian dyer. I got this from my friend Shelly, who lives in Australia. She and I are both in the Love and Stitches membership, and last year we did a share a pair swap. So she sent me this yarn. She sent me both the green and the blue, and I hadn't used it, and I really wanted to. And these aren't blocked yet, by the way. I meant to block them earlier, and I totally forgot, so they need to be blocked. But the green that is here, or I guess I can show you here. This green is called Curse, and then the other is called Just Keep Swimming. And they came together to be used together, but one of my boys, Kai, really, really loves blue, and Greyson really, really loves green. So I'm going to probably make Greyson a pair like these, but switch the colors around for him. But yeah, these are just some vanilla socks again. I did, let's see, 60 stitches for him, and I used US 1 2.25 millimeters on all 3 pairs of socks that I've shown. Yeah, I used just 6 grams of the green and 53 grams of the blue. So I'll have just enough to make it the same way for the opposite socks, which is nice. And these all 3 went into, well, this one hasn't yet, but I will be posting it, into the Crazy Sock Ladies Summer Sock Camp. This one, my last one was pair number 6 that I have entered into the Magic Loop Cabin. I really didn't have a goal this year for Summer Sock Camp, just kind of to make whatever I make. So yeah, 6 so far isn't bad. I think it goes to the end of August if I'm right, so might get another couple pairs in there too. But yeah, I do magic loop for all of my socks typically, unless if they're color work or I just have some crazy idea and want to use 9-inch circulars. But yeah, mostly magic loop on ChiaoGoo needles. So yeah, those were the other things that I finished. And also another shatter wrap peel on this one. But yeah, that's that. And I have one more finished object to show you. Ta-da! I finished the Belleterre. I am so, so happy to have this off of my needles. I'm going to show you some pictures and some video that I haven't yet taken, but I will, of this beautiful cardigan. Let me quickly tell you the story behind this crazy thing. So I started this at the end of April, and it was crazy. So at first I was going to use this beautiful yarn, which is Yarn Cafe Creations. I had bought it in 2021 or 2020, I can't remember which. I think it might have been 2020. And I was going to use it and kind of marl it with the bare yarn from Knit Picks. Started that, hated it. I did not like what it looked like at all. And the pattern, I did something wrong, and it was all sorts of wrong numbers. So I ripped it out and started again and was like, hey, I can just use, you know, this yarn that I have. I have plenty. I have 5 skeins. That's plenty to hold double. It was not plenty to hold double. The pattern originally calls for an Aran weight yarn, and I'm using fingering weight, so I doubled it with 2, which I still don't think equals exactly what I need. But I did it anyways. So I started knitting it thinking, you know, I have plenty. I have, the colors are, this one is Plum Pudding, and then this one right here on the sleeve is Pixie. So I had 2 Pixie and 3 of the Plum Pudding, and I was like, that'll be fine. I did the math, and apparently I suck at math because it was not right at all. So yeah, I got to about probably like here on the cardigan and ran out of Plum Pudding. Christy the dyer of Yarn Cafe Creations, has since discontinued this base, which is Bonbon 2-ply. I looked all over Ravelry to see if others had it in their stash, and there were a couple who did, but I felt weird about messaging them and asking if I could buy their yarn. So I ended up messaging Christy and being like, hey, do you by chance have this yarn that you could dye, or a similar base that you could tell me that I could use for this? And luckily she had some that she was undyed, and she dyed it for me. So thank you, Christy, for doing that. Saved the day, 100%. So I finally got that. I got 2 more skeins. Thank goodness I got 2 more of the plum pudding. So I got that at the beginning of July. I think I was waiting for it. When I filmed last. But the month was crazy. I was doing the rad vent, we had sock week and all that, so I didn't get to work on it a whole bunch in the beginning of the month. But these last 2 weeks after sock week, I was like, I'm getting this done. I'm going to have it done for the next podcast. And I did, but it's only been done for about an hour. So just barely. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But yeah, I'm so glad that I have it done. I mostly did, I basically knit the whole cardigan in the last 2 weeks, because from like here up was all that I had done. And that was probably like 4 days, 5 days work, maybe. So the majority of it was done just recently. It's just been a whip since April though. And I am so happy that it is done, because I don't like things to linger that long. But let me see. There's still more story to tell about this, but let me show you the yarn tags real fast. I don't know where my other ones went for my other projects, but I know I have this one. So this one is Christy's logo, which is cool, and yeah, she just put the plum pudding on there for me with the info. So this pattern is the Belleterre, and it is by Amy Christoffers. It's a really fun pattern. It is a fisherman's rib, so you can see, very brioche-like, super stretchy. I really love it. It's gonna be really warm. It is really warm because it's hot in here, but I really like it. So story time on this. It does have, before I go into story, it does have a tubular bind off. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it kind of right there. And if you can you tell by that? But that is plum pudding. That's not pixie that is doing that, is it? No, it's not. So I was like, I'm gonna have plenty of this pixie left. I'm gonna do great, you know. I've learned that I should not estimate things like that. So at the bottom, I'll show you pictures. I'm not gonna stand up, but I'll show you some pictures and video of the fade and everything that I did with this. So I used one strand of pixie, 1 strand of plum pudding, and kind of faded the pixie in for about 2 inches, I think, and then went to 2 full strands of the pixie for the bottom. So I did that, and I had plenty, did the tubular cast off and everything like that, and then I went back and was finishing the sleeves, and I got to the bottom, and I finished 1 sleeve, and then I was like, that doesn't look like a whole bunch of yarn for the second. And it's hard to tell because you have 2 balls that you're using at the same time, so it's deceiving of how much yarn you actually have. You're like, yeah, that's plenty of yarn, but you're using them both at the same time. So I didn't have enough yarn. So there's actually, hold on, this sleeve is actually 2 rows shorter than this sleeve. So this one's shorter than this one, but you can't, oh, you can tell if you look really hard. But don't look hard. If you're looking that hard, then we don't need to be friends. But yeah, so what I did was I finished the sleeves last night. I finished this one the night before and then this one last night and was like, I don't have enough. So I took the yarn from this sleeve that I was going to use to do the tubular bind off and put it on this sleeve, which only gave me like 1.5 rounds. And I was like, okay, I'm going to block it and see how long I can get the sleeves with blocking. Because it was like to here on me when I was wearing it not blocked. So it grew quite substantially, a good like 5 inches probably, which I was really, really hoping it was going to do because of the style of yarn that it is, being the fisherman's rib brioche style. They're really, really stretchy. So I was really, really, really hoping it was going to do that, and it did. So I left these on my Barber Cords, which if you don't know, these are Barber Cords. This one's really long. This wasn't the one I used. But the Barber Cords, when they just have the little holes in the bottom, they're hollow, and you just put them on your needles and then put your stitches on it. So I left both sleeves on that, and I was looking at the yarn that I have. Let me show you. This is all the yarn I have left. There is no pixie left, and hold on, this is a big mess of yarn. But these right here, this is all I have left of the yarn, is those two little balls. So let's see how much. I should have my scale in here. There it is. Okay, let's see how much grams I have left. The pattern, so I have 30 grams left. So like technically I'd have 15 grams of yarn since I'm holding it double. So since the pattern calls for you to knit a strip of like 12 stitches wide, as big as where the button band, I guess the button band is what I'm saying. So it's like 12 stitches wide in ribbing, and I was like, I don't think that I have enough yarn to do that. I don't want to have to do that and then run out halfway and have to rip it out and do it back, because I knew I had to film the podcast today because this is the last day my husband is working before the 5th, and I needed to film it while he was at work because it's just easier. So I was kind of on a deadline. So what I decided to do instead was I was like, I'm not going to risk doing that and then having to graft it on. It was kind of like what I did with, which sweater was that? My husband's sweater, the Hintermost. Like it was that kind of thing, which apparently is a thing. I didn't know that it was, but whatever. So instead what I did was I went through and picked up all of the stitches, and I did a couple of rows. I did a purl row, a knit row, and then another purl row. And then I did a I-cord bind off. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it's a little I-cord bind off that I did all the way around. And I'm perfectly okay with it. It rolls a little bit, but I'm okay with that. I think it looks good. It kind of pulls it all together. What I was really, really hoping to do when I thought I was going to have lots of yarn left over was do the button band as it says, and then also hold one strand pixie, one strand of plum pudding, and kind of tie it together with those colors. But obviously I ran out of the pixie, so I wasn't able to do that. And I think, I mean, at the bottom here, I think it looks okay. I think it kind of ties it together and looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm okay with it. I am just glad that this is done. So glad. And if I had done the button band as the pattern says to do it, I was going to block the sweater first and then attach it, because I didn't want it pulling. I knew it was going to grow a whole bunch, and I didn't want that to scrunch it at all or to not fit properly. So that would have taken me an extra day probably to do. And I also didn't want to do it, and I really just wanted it done. I really just wanted it done. Like last night, I was like, I hate this thing. Should I just rip it out? I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. So done with it. And I did not want to have to talk about it on another podcast. So it's done. So what I did was today I spent about 2 hours watching the We Share Needles podcast and finished the I-cord bind off. It literally, I did about probably this much last night and then the rest this afternoon. And then I immediately blocked it. I washed it and took it outside and blocked it. And it was about 100 degrees here in Texas today. So the majority of it was dry in 2 hours. But as I sit here, my sleeves are still a little wet. So it's keeping me a little cool though in here. But yeah, there is some dampness still to the sleeves, but it is done. And once it got washed and I saw how it draped, I was like, oh, I really like that. And I remembered why I wanted to make it in the first place. I feel like this cardigan is going to be the thing that I grab and wear when we go out to dinner. I'm really weird, like my brioche hug, I don't typically wear out of the house because I don't like the outside germs getting on it and then having it inside and lounging with it, which is what I'll probably do with the Radvent. It'll just be around the house kind of. But this one's going to be like a nice going out to dinner, going to a movie, going shopping, that type of sweater. So this one will be the germy one and that one will be the at-home germs. If that makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, it's done and you don't have to hear me talk about it anymore. Works in progress. This one's going to be pretty quick because mostly my works in progress this month were the Belleterre and the Radvent, and those are both finished. So I only have technically one thing on my needles, but I've kind of started another thing. So let's just chat about it. So my Marvelous Shawl by Leslie Ann Robinson is my main other whip and will be the one that I mostly want to finish this month. And I have done a bit on it, not a whole bunch. I think I was working on this more in the beginning of the month because I haven't worked on it in quite a while. So let me see, which is the right side? This side is the right side. This is what I have so far. And I have done from, I messed up somehow, I don't know, but I've done from Little Mickey all the way up. Come on, focus. So I've done the Little Mickey, and I did this was a whole lace section. So I did do that, and then I have started the next brioche section right here, which is finally using my third color. So again, I am loving this pattern. I'm really excited to be able to get back to it. I might work on it some tonight. I'm not sure, but I'm at the brioche, so it's obviously going to take some concentration, and I really want to get this done this month. But I mean, this is the back side of the brioche. Is that not gorgeous? I just love it so much. Now I'm really hoping I'm going to love these colors together once it's all finished. I think I will. But let's talk about the yarn real fast. I just had the yarn bands. Oh, there they are. I found them. I told you, I'm a little out of sorts. So my first color, which is this brown color, let me show you. Here it is. This is my first color. It is Campfire, and it is by Barnyard Knits. Trying to make sure it's showing. Okay, Barnyard Knits, and these are all in Yarn Cozies by Knitty Natty. Best pattern ever. My kids are arguing. I hope you can't hear that. And then the second color that I have is Seafoam. It's beautiful. I really, really like this one. This one is by Blush Yarns, my friend Natalie. So that's Blush Yarns. And then the third one, which I have just started using, and I'm really excited to use it, is this beautiful one. So pretty. It's got so many different colors. It's called Sun Up, and it is by Madeline Tosh. And this is Twist Lite. It's my first time using Madeline Tosh yarn, and I'm really liking it so far. I mean, the like 4 rows that I've done, but I mean, you can see how pretty that's going to be. So I'm a little worried about the brown being a little overpowering at the top, but I mean, it's going to be at the top. Oh, sorry, I keep hitting my mic every time, and it annoys me when I edit it, and I'm like, why did you do that? So I'm sorry for that. But it's going to be at the top, so mostly if I wear my hair down, it'll be under that and not prominent, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. Too far into it to change my mind now. So this is the stitch marker, by the way. Here, you can see, super cute. My friend gave me this, and it is by Fangirl Fibers. And then the bag that I am using is this beautiful star bag, and then it's by Black Pearl Magic. And yeah, that is what it's going to live in until it's finished. So hopefully it'll be finished by the next podcast. Yeah, it should definitely be finished by then. But that is my main whip, probably. Well, not really. I have another one that I'm going to show you. So let's just move on to that one real fast. So the next one that I want to talk about, you've heard about it before. I've said I wanted to make it. It is this Summer Court Tank by Dragon Hoard Yarn, and it is super cute. I've wanted to make it. I've had it in my library for a really long time, but I was chatting with my sister Sabra, and she was saying how she wanted to make it too. So we decided that we would make it together. Of course, why wouldn't we? So her life was crazy in July. My life was crazy in July. And we decided we would cast on August 1st, which I did not do, but I did swatch. So let me tell you what yarn I'm using real fast. And then, oh, do I not have the band button? I don't think I have the bands in here. Wonder what I did with them. I don't know. But it is Wool and Vinyl Classic Rock, and it is called Message in a Bottle. I got this. It is a exclusive colorway to the Yarn Club. It is a yarn store in Norfolk, Virginia. I had visited and gotten a skein and absolutely loved it, fell in love with it. And then I was like, why did I just buy one? You have to have more than that. I didn't want to make socks with it. I wanted to make something more with it. So I contacted the shop, and they were able to get some more dyed and to get it to me. So they shipped it to me, which was really great. I got 2 skeins. So I have 2 that I am going to use for that, and I still have my original skein, but she's dyeing differently, the dyer of Wool and Vinyl now, than she did with the previous skein. So I still have that previous skein, the original, that I'm going to use for something different, because when I put them side by side, this one had a lot more white in it, and the other didn't really have very much white. So I think these were from the same dye lot, so I shouldn't have to do helical knitting with it, but I probably still will after the lace work. But it was going to be, I would have definitely had to alternate skeins with if I used the first one and this one. So I'm just going to save that other one for another time and for something else. Maybe I'll do it in a shawl or a fade of some sort or something like that. We'll see. But I'm really, really excited to use this yarn. I really love Wool and Vinyl's yarn. She is the dyer of the yarn that I use for the Brioche Hug, which I absolutely adore. And yeah, it's really nice and plump yarn. I'm not sure, let me see, it's 80-20, which is my absolute favorite. So that's why I love it so much. So let me see, let me get this before I'm pulling stitches out, which I don't need to do. Anyways, this is my swatch that I have done. Look how pretty is that? It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. So yes, this is, I haven't even, I made this yesterday in the afternoon, and then I blocked it, and I haven't looked at it since. So I don't even know what my stitch count is. I don't know if I need to block again. I don't know anything, but I'm gonna look at that tonight for sure, because Sabre cast hers on today, so I need to get going. But I did my swatch with a size 5, 3.75 millimeter needles. I don't know. I may try and swatch a size smaller, like a size 4, depending on what the gauge is for the fabric, because this one is just a little, well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to wear a cami underneath it. I don't know. I'm going to see. But you had to swatch in the round and then also flat. So that's why I have all these crazy tails, because I did it the fake in the round swatch. Knitty Natty has a really great tutorial on how to do that, and I'll post it down, link it down below for you guys. So that is a whip, kind of, but not quite. Let me see, what size am I making? Did I write it down? I think I'm making the size 45. Yeah, I think that's the size that I decided on. It'll be in the little thingy that's over here. But yeah, I'm excited to make it. Hope to finish it in August. And yeah, that's all I got so far. And a friend of mine gifted me this cute bag. I don't know who it's by, but it's a Harry Potter bag. My daughter, as soon as I got it, really wanted to steal it because she is 100% a Harry Potter fan now. But my friend gifted it to me, and I was like, I'm going to know exactly what to put in there, and I'm loving it and keeping the bag for at least a few months before my daughter steals it. So that's that. So that is all that I have for whips. I have a few other things that I am hoping to cast on in August. And the first one is probably going to be, oh wait, there's a skein missing. Oh, there you are. Oh, sorry. Is my friend Stephanie, who I did the Radvent in July make along with. She and I are wanting to make the Twisted Tea shorts by Brianna of the Little Wolf Knits. I can't remember how to say her name, so I'm not going to try. But we both saw Natalie of Knitty Natty make them, and as soon as we saw them, we were like, oh, we want to try those. So I don't know how they're going to fit. I don't know how they're going to look on my body type. So we're going to give it a go. She wants to finish a few things. I wanted to finish a few things, the Belleterre being one and the Marvelous Shawl being the other. So we're going to wait. It'll probably be the end of the month when we cast these on. But she has some really pretty yarn from Dragon Hoard yarn that she is planning to use. It's so funny because hers is really moody and like fall. And let me show you mine. These are the ones I'm going to use. I mean, come on now. It's crazy. So let me talk about the yarn a little bit. I went stash shopping, which is what I've been trying to do. I have all these really pretty skeins, and I didn't know what I wanted to make with them. So I'm trying to be more thoughtful and more planning what I'm going to use them for. All the skeins coming apart. I don't like it when I do that. So I went through my skein, or through my stash, and was like, what could I use to make these? Because I have a whole bunch of single skeins. I don't have as many, I have a couple of sweater quantities, but mostly they're just single skeins that I was like, I really like that, I'm going to buy that. So I had 4, last summer I had bought from Woolly Mama Yarns. She is a UK dyer, and her skeins are always super bright and beautiful like this. And I'd always wanted to buy from her, and last summer I did. I got 4 skeins, and I haven't used any of them yet. They were just too pretty to make socks, so I didn't do anything. And I was thinking about what skeins I could pull to do these shorts, and I remembered that I had these in my stash and that I could use them. So what I'm planning to do is, oh, this is the other yarn. I got this at a store in Raleigh, or in Cary, North Carolina, back in April, I believe. It was on LYS Day when I went with a couple of girls from the membership. But this is Life in the Long Grass. She is also, I just realized, she is also a UK dyer. I think yeah, she's from Ireland. So this skein is from Ireland, and these two are from England, which just works perfect together, and it just makes sense for me. So my plans are to do the ribbing on the top and the bottom with this skein, and then to helically knit with these two skeins together. I'm also copying Natalie of Knitty Natty, because she did that with two skeins and they turned out really, really cute. Hers was, what were hers? Hers were from Fangirl Fiber. So I was like, I can do that with mine too. So thank you, Natalie, for that awesome idea. But the names of these, this one is called Sailor Moon, which is an anime, if you don't know. I do because of my kids. And then these two, this one is called Live Wire, which is very pretty. I love the dark speckles. And this one is called Mutant Mermaid. I mean, come on. They're so pretty. So the plan is to make the body of the shorts these two colors, and the ribbing this one. And I think that's going to be really pretty. So I'm really excited to cast those on. I'll probably cake these up pretty soon. I already have them ready to go. Maybe I'll do a swatch soon for it. We'll see. And then another one that I'm wanting to make is, I think I probably talked about this last time too, is the, oh crap, it's the Lacie Boxy. I don't remember the exact name, but it's like the lace boxy from Locatelli. This minute I saw her posted on her Instagram as a teaser, I was like, I have to make that. And I'm still really, really excited to make it. So I plan to make that this month as well. And I did some stash diving for it. I did some research and found out like how much grams people used for their stripes in different sizes, and I'm going to be using all fingering weight yarn. I believe it calls for sport, but other people have made it in fingering too. And I made the boxy previously, just the regular boxy and fingering weight. So I figured out that the size that I want to make for this boxy is the size 2. That's the one that has the exact same stitch count. So I'm pretty sure it's going to work out, except this one's knit from the top down and my boxy was knit from the bottom up. So it's going to be a little different, but I'm really excited because it's going to be so pretty when it's done. I had to order some yarn for it because I didn't have like I didn't have mohair for it, and I didn't have one color for it because it calls for, I believe, 5 colors. Yeah, 5 colors. And I have 4 of them. So, yeah. Let's show you what I got. So the first, you're going to laugh because I just talked about how I don't like Sorella yarn. It's not that I don't like their yarn, it's just I'm not a fan of that base and how thin it is. It's just my preference. Their yarn's great, it's just not my favorite base. So I ordered some from them, mostly because I had a gift card and I was like, they have a color that I think would work really, really pretty. So it was supposed to arrive in the mail today, but it did not. So I'm going to put a picture in of it and also a name of it because I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh wait, I might have it written down right here. Yes, it's Pearl. The color is Pearl. It's also one of their summer tonal colors. So you should be able to get that probably for the next month, I would think, before they start their fall colors. And I got one Surrey, which is the mohair, but I've never used Surrey before. I've only ever used like Kid Silke kind of mohair. So that's going to be interesting. I'm excited to try that and see how I like it. And then I also got one of the nylon sock, which I think is the same that is on, is the same for this one on the Rad Vent. And so what I'm planning to do is use that one, the pearl nylon sock for the very top and the sleeves. And then I'm going to use the ciré for all the lace parts. But then I'm planning, I don't remember what order. I have a picture, but I don't remember. I'll put the picture in of that. But I'm planning to use the, oh, hold on. One's in a bag. I'm planning to use these leftovers for the other ones. So you will have seen, I think, all of these before, but it's really pretty. This one is actually what I made my first Boxy in. I have some left over. I have it all in a little baggie, but this is Jenny, and it is by Southern Storytime. I don't believe she is dying currently. I think she's on maternity leave is what my friend said, but she'll be dying soon, hopefully, because she's my favorite dyer. She's the best. I love this yarn. So that one is going to be one. And then I have this one, which you will have already seen today. This is from the Little Wolf Knits, and it is Up at Dawn, which is what I made my Sock Week socks out of. I have a ton, like half a skein left of this. So that'll be plenty to do that. And then you might not have, no, you probably did see this. I use this for something. This is from my friend Natalie of Blush Yarns. I made the Sweetheart socks with this yarn last year. What is this one called? It's called April Showers, and I've loved it ever since. It is just beautiful. So I have plenty of that to use as well. And the last one is by, hold on. I can't remember what it's called. Can't believe. It's called Fog on the Mountain. And I used it for my socks earlier this year. And I've used it for a baby hat as well. You will have seen it. Mama Jess Makes, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to put it down here. I'm blanking. I'm so sorry. But I think it's Mama Jess Makes or something like that. Anyways, and all of these dyers are going to be linked down below. So those are the ones that I'm going to use, and I am really, really, really excited about it. So I hope to also make that this month. Yeah, it's a lot. And I have, I'll talk about it in a minute, but I also have some yarn coming for socks that I want to make. So I want to make my husband and my daughter a pair of socks out of that. And yeah, I want to make me a pair of shorty socks. I know, I said I'm not making myself more socks, and then every time I have more socks that I made for myself. I don't know, but I'm going to pick out some yarn and make some shorty socks for me, because I just want some. And I also am wanting to try the Journey socks. I've seen everybody in my knit group is making them, but I don't know if I want to spend $8 on the pattern. I know, I'm cheap. I don't know. So those are also a possibility. So those are the things that hopefully you'll see next month. It is acquisitions time. I don't have too terribly many things to show you this time, which my husband will probably be happy about. But I am wearing my Getting It Done t-shirt that I wanted to show you guys last month, and it was dirty. This is from McHenry Knittery, which is over near Dallas, Texas. I did not go to Dallas, but I did go on their website and order this shirt, and they got it to me really quick. I love it. I've seen Natalie wear it so many times, and every time I've wanted it, so now I have it. So that is what this is. There will be linked down below. I also talked about this last time, but I didn't get to show it. This is my African basket. It is ginormous. I did not think it was going to be this big. It came from Ghana, and I will have the designer link down below, but this is what I was keeping the rad vent in. I had all the little bags with the yarn in it and would pick out the one and wind it the day before and keep it in here, and now it's turned into a keep everything yarn related in it because it's ginormous. Look how big it is. It's so big. But I really, really like it, and I was worried that I wouldn't. I was worried that it would kind of be something that I liked but then didn't use very often, but I've used it a lot and I really like it. And at some point I would like to get a smaller one, I think. One that I could like carry out places, because this one would be like going to the beach or something. It's huge. So let's see, what else do I have for you? I was able to order some yarn. My dear friend Lacie, she is on Instagram and on Etsy. I will have her linked down below. She is a new up-and-coming yarn dyer, and she posted that she had opened her Etsy shop, and I just had to buy something. So I was her first order, which is really, really exciting. And I ordered this yarn, which is called Neon Lights. And here is her tag. It is called, her store is called Mermaid Tangles Yarn Co. And again, I'll have her link down below. But I absolutely loved this yarn. It is super, super soft. The base is a 70% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and 5% stellina, which is probably why I like it so much, because it's so nice and plump. Let me show you some color. Here we go. But I knew that my daughter would love some socks out of this with her little emo heart. So that's what I plan to do, is make her some socks. And I really love this. So I might cast these on soon too. Yeah, I'm gonna put those over there. But Lacie was so, so sweet, and she sent me this skein as well. Thank you, Lacie. I love this. This one is called Amy's Tulips, and it is beautiful. I can't wait to find just the perfect project for this. Again, go check out her shop. She's got some really, really pretty colorways, and it's always great to support a new dyer. So we never have too many, never too much yarn. So yes, thank you, Lacie. The next thing I ordered, I was influenced by someone in my knitting group, and she had ordered these and posted the link, and I was like, I want one of those. So I ordered myself one, and I ordered some friends' ones as well. It is this little notions pouch, and it comes with a little carabiner. Super, super cute, and it goes perfectly with the Black Pearl Magic bags. So I figured I could just clip this to the outside, have my notions, and it's perfect. So this is by Neon Soul. She has a whole bunch of cool little bags, and like she has the vaccination card, like little pouches. And she also had like one of these that was a longer one, and I actually placed a second order, and it should be here Friday. It is a bigger pouch, and I'm going to keep all of our laundry coins in it. So it's better than a plastic baggie, and I've been looking for something and thought about making something, because I can sew, if you didn't know, but I don't do it very often. So I was thinking about making something, but then I saw this. I got this and thought, oh, a bigger one of these would work really great, and it's see-through, so I can see how much money is in there. So I'm looking forward to getting that and doing that. And then I just have two more things. Not much, she said. Okay, so the Crazy Sock Lady had another summer sock camp update, and I have participated in all 3 summer sock camps and gotten the pins from all 3 years. Yeah, I have all 3. They're up in my cabinet. And so I had the past 2, and I needed this year's. So I was placing the order for something else that I'm going to show you in a minute that I had to have. So I went ahead and got this year's Summer Sock Camp pen. I love it. So pretty. It's quite different than the last 2 years. Oh, it has little knitting needles and socks at the bottom. I just saw that. Can you see? Oh my gosh. I hadn't looked at it that closely. It's still been in the little plastic baggie. I want to find something to display my pens on. Not a bag, but like I think people have done where they have like a burlap hanging or something like that. So if you have any good suggestions, let me know, because I would definitely need something. So the main reason that I was there for that update is I said I wasn't going to buy any more Mountain State Stitches bags, but this one has campers on it, and I live in a camper, technically a fifth wheel, but I needed it. It needed to be in my bag collection. So I got this. I set an alarm. I was there early, and I snagged one. I was so excited. My friend Stephanie also has one. So we are twins. She's also going to be living in a camper for a while. So, you know, we're cool. Look at the inside. It's this beautiful orange polka dot, and the campers are just so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And of course, Jenny does the best job ever. And obviously, I love her bags. I mean, I can see them. They're everywhere right now. They're basically almost the only bags that I use. Okay, I've shown 2 other bags, but we don't need to talk about that. So yeah, I love it so much, and now I can use it because I've shown you. Okay. And I got one other thing, which was a total, like, didn't need it, but really wanted it type thing. This is from Lolo Did It. It's so cute. It's a t-shirt. I got it really, really big so that I could just lounge in it. But look. Do you see this? Oh my gosh. It's the cutest thing ever. So I'm a huge, huge Star Wars fan, if you didn't know. And, I mean, Baby Yoda Grogu and yarn. It's perfect. So I ordered that and got it. And it's huge and it's super comfy and I love it. So yeah. Those are all the acquisitions, and there should be very few, if any, next month. So let's go ahead and move on. Alrighty, come to the end. My throat is scratchy, not feeling very well. It's been, I don't know, I feel like I've been trying to get sick for a couple days, and yeah. I'm just at that point. I think I was pushing myself so hard to get this done that I wouldn't stop or let myself think that I was getting sick. So here I am. But July. Let's talk July. July was busy. It was a bit crazy. It started off crazy. So we are currently in Lubbock, Texas, and we decided to go for the 4th down about 10 minutes away from here. And watch fireworks. It was the most stressful fireworks experience I had ever witnessed in my life. I will put some video for you, but it was interesting to say the least. We had to run at one point because of fireworks, and my kids were freaked out. Me and Brian were like, that was not worth it. We will never do anything like that again. Yeah. It was crazy. We were both so happy to leave and come home. I mean, it wasn't even that enjoyable. But yeah, people were just being really reckless. And yeah, we learned that you don't go to that area to watch fireworks. I mean, the big fireworks were really, really pretty, but it was really, really stressful. So that was an experience that everything 4th of July will probably be like, do you remember that time in Lubbock when we went there? It'll be one of those. So it was a memory, but it was stressful and panic-inducing for sure. July is my daughter's birthday, so she turned 14, which I can't believe. I know, I don't look old enough to have a 14-year-old. No, I'm just kidding. But she's 14 now. She's a young woman. She wanted to go shopping, so we spent the day at the mall and did a bunch of shopping and went and ate Japanese because that's what she wanted, and it was delicious, and just had a really great time celebrating her. And then last week, the child, the 14-year-old, needed a root canal, and that was experience too. She did really, really well. she'd been in pain for about a month, and we had this whole fiasco with the dentist office and the insurance, and it was a lot, but she finally got it fixed, and her ear is not bothering her, and her tooth's not hurting anymore, so that's really good. We'll have to find a dentist to get the crown for her in the future, so that'll be something fun too. This month we, what am I going to say? We played a lot of board games. When we were out shopping for her birthday, we got Monopoly, Stranger Things edition, of course. We played quite a few games of that with the kids, and I won once. I lose basically every time. My youngest is like a little card shark. He is vicious. I mean, he's super, super sweet, but he wins everything. Like, everything. I don't know how it happens, but he does. And then we were having so much fun playing Monopoly. My favorite board game of all times is Parcheesi. So I ordered that off of Amazon and got it, and we played that a few times. And I also lose awful at that all the time, but I enjoy playing it. And I knit on, where'd they go? Here they are. I knit these a lot while playing board games, which was really fun. So that's why my tension's really crazy on that. But yeah, we've been playing a lot of board games, which has been a lot of fun. And it's been fun to be able to spend that time with the kids, even though I get beat by either Greyson or my husband either time. So, and poor Felicity, she has my luck. Bless her. So, other big news is we are going to be moving again this month. The hospital here is not in need of any more travel nurses, so they will not be extending, which is kind of a bummer. We were hoping to stay here until like the end of October, but God had other plans, so we will be moving. We move in about, by the time you see this, it'll be like 2.5 weeks that we move, and I don't know where we are moving to yet. We're hoping to find out this week. We had one offer in Tennessee, but I can't find an open campsite for us to live at, so it won't be there, I don't think. But we have some other job interests. They're all east of Texas, so we're hoping to be back in the East Coast area, at least until probably December, and then I don't know where we'll go. We'll be open for anywhere at that point, but we'll be moving at least 10 hours from where we are currently. That's about how long it takes to get out of Texas from when you're all the way on the west side. But yeah, so we'll have a big road trip coming up, anywhere from 2 to 5 days, depending on where the job is. Where we've applied for anywhere from 10 hours away to a day and an hour away. So it could be a really, really long one, or it could be like a 2-day trip. Which, like, I look at something and I'm like, oh, that's 10 hours. That's not a big deal at all. Like, we'll knock that out of the park. You can tell we've been moving a lot. So this past week I've also spent a lot of time emailing campgrounds, looking at campgrounds, looking at them on Google Earth and trying to see, like, what does the area look like? Is it sketchy or is it nice? And then we have 5 dogs, so a lot of campsites only let you have 2 dogs, which, I don't know, 2 dogs can make as much noise as 5 dogs or more, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense a lot of times. But yeah, we have those, and we have a fence for the dogs so that they can go outside, and a lot of campsites won't allow that, so that keeps us from being able to go to some campgrounds. Other campgrounds we're too big for because our camper is 43.5 feet almost, so it's a big one, and some campsites can't accommodate us. So that's added to the stress of the month, of the week. But yeah, hopefully within the next week we will know where we're going. I hope so. So if you have made it this long, thank you for watching my rambling, because it's been kind of crazy this time with not knowing, the dog just laid down, so she's pushing the tripod, not knowing where we're going or not knowing, you know, what I was talking about. I even lost my train of thought there. It's just been a weekend. So yeah, I'm tired. My throat's scratchy and I'm tired. But yeah, so if you've watched, comment down below where you think we might end up. It'll be east of the Mississippi, more than likely. And yeah, let us know where you think we'll be. I could put in some guesses too, because I don't know. But yeah, also let me know if you want another vlog about the move. I know I just did one, and that was like three episodes long, so it was kind of a lot. But I could do a quick one. If you guys like it, let me know. If not, let me know. You know, I don't know. I don't want to do something if you guys aren't going to enjoy it. It's really fun to film vlogs and to go along with it and do stuff. But yeah, speaking of moving, I'm going to have some moving knitting. So that'll either probably be socks, or I'm thinking maybe the Boxy, the Lacie Boxy. Because I feel like that would be pretty simple. I don't think the lace is going to be too difficult, but we'll see. I don't know. Who knows? So, I felt like there was something else I was going to say. I did have a question for you guys. So, when I come to film these at the end of, or the beginning of the month, so I look back on things and, well, for one, I forgot that I completely knit a whole pair of socks until I looked on Ravelry. And second, I felt like it was forever ago when I knit these socks, the Sock Week socks. So I was thinking of possibly doing every 2 weeks a podcast, only because I feel like so much happens that it's like old news by the time I get around to telling you guys. So if that's something that you would like to see, if you would like to see every 2 weeks, I would do it like I do now on the 5th, and then probably on like maybe the 20th of every month, and they would drop those specific days each month. So not exactly 2 weeks, but kind of close. Let me know if you would like that, because I wouldn't mind doing that. It would make these episodes probably a little shorter, so probably more like 30 minutes, although I don't know how long this one's going to be. I've been rambling for a long time. Again, it's dark outside. I've been talking for like an hour and a half. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. And yeah, so yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm so tired, guys. So please forgive my craziness tonight. But thank you guys for watching. If you would say a prayer for us to have a safe move with no accidents or blown tires, and for God to provide, that would be amazing. I would greatly appreciate it. I know my family would too. And I will see you guys next month with a new background. So I will see you then. I feel like this is a mess. I wasn't recording any of that.